What up, what up, what up? Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. What is going on, everyone? How's everyone doing on this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Tuesday?
Still stuck.
Or whatever day you're
in the
listening
house.
to this on. Okay. Well, I hope whatever everyone's doing, hopefully with a ray of sunshine for this next hour.
Sunshine.
You know what I mean.
Sunshine.
Dog, I hate you. We're just hoping to spread some positivity, have some great conversations, just to get into everything. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing strong in this. What is it? 3-4 weeks into the coronavirus thing in the U.S. If you're in the U.S., outside the U.S., I hope you're standing strong wherever you're at.
Well, yeah, it really depends where you are with how long it's been happening.
Yeah, we're on what is this week 2 or 3 of us being in quarantine? Week 3?
2 or 3. Depends on when we actually officially started. Some people started the week before.
I'm saying for us, I feel like we're going into week 3.
It'll be 2 weeks when this comes out.
Really?
Yeah.
No, because I was working from home
March 17th was my last client.
But I feel like, I guess.
Well, yes, you were working from home. You started that day before. So then if you want to count the weekend before, you're 2.5 weeks. But
it's a cold world.
Yeah. And ever since the last time we went to the grocery store,
At this point, dog,
yeah.
I'm surprised. Yeah. I'm gonna say this every week. I'm surprised I'm still here. I feel like I'm going partly crazy.
Yeah, it was funny. We joke how we were playing Mario Party a little while ago, a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "This is gonna be the cause of our divorce. We're gonna be quarantined, and we're gonna be arguing over who gets a star and who cheated who and all this stuff." And it's kind of funny.
Yeah, man. So, guys, let me introduce us. If you're new to this podcast, what is going on? If you're, a continued listener, what up? Welcome back. I'm Shadell, host of PagingTheSimpsons. I'm joined by my lovely wife,
Lauren. Please stay with us during this tricky time. Please don't leave us. Don't leave us.
Shout out to everyone that's listening. I know it's hard during this time. I'm sitting here trying to maneuver. Even though I'm working from home, I'm focused with work or with Animal Crossing. And I can't find time to listen to my podcast because
he's focused with work. Well, I really mean Animal Crossing. Ooh.
Shut up.
Ooh.
So it's tough to I'm struggling trying to get to my podcast, and now I'm getting a backlog of podcasts I have to listen to. And it's all these people I listen to I really like, so I'm gonna get to it. It's just when. So man,
well, everybody's routines are kind of thrown off right now.
Pretty much, it's tough, and it's a struggle right now. So I hope everyone that is currently going through a transition of being employed to unemployed, I hope it's going smoothly. I just found out for one of my friends that works at some car dealership that he got laid off, and I'm ew. And I'm I fingers crossed that it doesn't happen to me, because I would die.
Well, I just found out how, I guess at least in the state of Connecticut, from my accountant, she said that now because of I'm blanking on the word. What was the thing that just passed? It's an S word.
I'm gonna just let you think of this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go ahead. Stimulus, dog.
Stimulus. Okay, I couldn't think of it, but I guess because of that passing, for us, self-employed can now file for unemployment, and I don't know how it's gonna work or what percentage we get since our income is not usual, and people who have 9-to-5s and stuff, so it's gonna be interesting. But I filed this morning and we'll see what happens, although there's already 100,000 applications ahead of me, so we'll see. What happens there.
Unemployment went from 200,000 people to 3.4 million or something like that
across
in a week.
The country.
Well, yeah, but that's still that's a jump. For you to go to 200,000 to 3 point whatever million,
right?
That's a lot of people.
So I'm not expecting anything anytime soon, and I have no idea how they even conduct that with someone like me. But I'm well, I'll take anything during this time, So hopefully it's helpful.
It's a cool world.
Hopefully it's something,
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Hopefully
we'll see what happens there.
Maneuvering through this.
That's how this is such a different predicament, because being self-employed, you've never been able to file for unemployment. So, I mean,
it's tough.
Wow. That's saying this is something.
April, I feel like, is going to be...
April's a struggle.
April's going to be worse than March.
Well, yes, because when I look at my income through my business from March, I had the first couple weeks were like normal weeks. And then even like last week and even a little bit this week, I've had little payments come in, whether it's for like future weddings or just stuff, a couple gift cards, like random stuff like that. So March has been okay still. But yeah, going into April, I feel like it's just going to be this complete drop off, especially because that's when some like wedding final payments were due and stuff. And it just all has changed now. So yeah, April's going to be like crickets, I feel like, especially because we're supposed to be closed through the 22nd at this point. So that may go longer. We don't know. But that's still most of the month. And even the people I've scheduled for that Saturday, the April 25th, even some of them are like, let's reschedule. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So April's going to be interesting.
Well,
Anywho.
I say just April's going to be interesting because they're saying it's going to peak. Like,
Well, that too. Yeah. I think I saw April 14th around there. It's supposed to be the peak.
I just know the second week of April is what people were
Yeah.
predicting.
I saw this link last night. I guess it's this information they're sending to hospitals. And yeah, it's like the peak is supposed to be somewhere around the 13th or 14th. And yeah.
But yeah, just want to give you an update on the Rona. I feel like
Miss
there's no
Rona.
news coming out, so we gotta talk about it.
I know. It's really throwing off everything when it comes to like celebrities and like all the stuff we talk about. I will say though, everybody's on TikTok now. Even if a celebrity wasn't on TikTok before, they are now. So I'll say that, which is not fair. TikTok is for the average folk. Like, leave us be.
One thing I do want to talk about that is a good cause of the coronavirus is how having less people out in the world is actually a good effect, and that humans are toxic, as if we didn't already know that. So in LA, for example, this is the third straight week that they've had clean air. And like LA normally is known for like the smog and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Similar to New York. I'm sure New York is probably going through the things since they have like dead streets. As you can go on YouTube and like see like
I know. I
videos of
saw a picture of Times Square recently. It was crazy.
Yeah. And like I think it's like Venice, Italy.
Look at that.
Oh, that's a really good shot.
I know. But look at that.
Yeah.
Nobody.
And then like Venice, Italy, I believe, like the canals there are like clear, like the water you could straight see through and everything, because now they're no longer like riding in the canals because everyone's inside. And it's just it's interesting how like we're toxic to the environment because you know we pollute and it's just it's trash. But it's like it's different when you could actually see it because we're all stuck at home. And it's like, yeah, we're pretty bad. And like I'm pushing. I feel like after this, as we've said, like off the podcast, there's gonna be a lot of changes to the world as far as like cleaning habits. I really feel like after this gets cleared up, there may be a push for electricity. Just it going that way, for like cleaner air environments and just like it.
Well, it's very interesting. It just goes to prove if anybody ever doubts global warming or how we affect our Earth, I mean, there you go. The proof's in the pudding. You can't deny that now.
Some people still will.
I know, but you can't, like, there you go.
Yeah, and it's interesting. So, I'm not sure how much you guys know, so I'm just going to kind of tell all with it. But Dr. Fauci, the guy's kind of been like, working with other doctors, trying to figure this thing out, understands it since with President Trump and the VP and everything, and gives these like daily like videos during the week of like what's happening. That's Dr. Fauci. He's been doing videos with like Dr. Mike, Phil, DeFranco. Who else am I thinking of? Like Trevor Noah. Like he's been doing a lot of interviews with people, just trying to get his messaging, like getting questions and answered from the people, which is really dope. And something interesting came up where he feels like this could last a year.
Yeah, I have seen that this might not completely go away for like a year to 2 years.
Because he's saying because so like in I'll use Animal Crossing for example. So for us, in Animal Crossing, you get to choose if you're in the northern or southern hemisphere. So for us right now, it's colder, and as we get warmer into the warmer weather in the coming months, in the southern hemisphere, it's going to get colder. Mm-hmm. So that's where the virus is gonna, it may slowly start to die out here, and we'll probably go back to normal, but it's going to start happening over there.
And then it comes back.
Pretty much.
That's the problem, is that they're pretty much saying that it's going to come back in the fall.
Yeah.
Which I was reading an article last night, and I'm like, they're focusing on like September and October, and I'm like having heart palpitations because those are the biggest wedding months. And that's even where some of my rescheduled brides from now are rescheduling to. And I'm like, I will.
Well. We're going to start having virtual weddings. Christmas and Thanksgiving are going to be virtual.
Okay, well, virtual weddings doesn't help my business at all.
It doesn't, but that's what's going to end up happening. Or you want to have Thanksgiving? Make a meal at your house, eat it there. We'll all get on, Zoom or something.
We'll all make our own version and eat together. Oh my gosh!
At this point, that's what it's going to happen.
I'm truly hoping.
Yeah.
That it's not September, October. Not for that. I don't want it to happen in general, obviously, and I don't want it to mess with the holidays. But I would much rather have it be around the holidays than September and October. I'm like, I can't deal with all this again. That's gonna be so much worse. It's gonna be
bad around Thanksgiving. Everyone gets together with their family. You have more than groups of 10 people.
Well, that's the thing, is they're gonna have to just.
Nah, the Rona better stay back. It better not play with that.
No, because even I know Easter is not as big for a lot of people, but it still is a major holiday for a lot of families. Mm-hmm. And so
Churches are normally
well, yeah,
open
so
for
it's still completely messing with that whole dynamic of getting together and all that. So
I don't know. It's tough because no one knows what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Literally, even from a week from now.
Well, yeah, that's the tricky part. It's a very day-by-day scenario.
No one knows, and it's like when you're a kid and you're looking to the adults for support, which in our case, you're looking for the officials, the people in power for answers, but it's we don't really have answers to give you. It's a interesting situation.
Right? It's like when you're a kid and you ask the weirdest, most random question, and your parents I don't know. And you're like, but how could you not know?
You know everything.
You're supposed to know.
Yeah.
And it's no. Yeah. So.
I have no idea. But it's just crazy how toxic we are to the world, and how the world's if you guys weren't here, we'd be doing a lot better.
It's weird because I've heard the whole philosophy of when it gets warmer, but I've also heard that some people are nah, it's going to take till August to go back to normal.
I don't even believe it's going to clear up.
Well, that's the thing. It feels like it's not going to completely go away is the thing.
I feel like it's been here for a while.
We're flattening the curve, right? Which is a good thing because obviously it could lead to less deaths over time. Mm-hmm. But in doing so, it's almost like you stretch it out. So there's pros and cons to both ways, I guess. Because if you do it all at once, it's you think of it, maybe it gets done quicker, but you also lose more lives, and over the hospitals are over capacity and all that kind of stuff. But then if you flatten the curve, more lives can be saved, but now it's going longer and longer. And I think it's going to truly shape the way we live for a while now. Even if I don't think there's just going to come a day when they're okay, everyone can just go back to normal. I feel like it's going to be a progression of okay, so now we're going to try opening up these businesses. And these few can go back to work. And you still have to do the 6 feet apart at this point. And then there's going to be progressions. And so, yeah, I get the whole, it's not going to be a month and you snap your fingers and it's gone.
Yeah.
And it's almost I don't know. And once next year sometime the vaccine comes out and everything, I feel it's going to turn into a flu situation where this disease might still exist. Like
It's always existed.
Well, okay, but listen, hold on.
I'm gonna get into my conspiracy bag. Just wait.
I feel like this disease is going to become another that just always exists, and that it's a virus that mutates just like the flu, so that every year there's different strains, and it manipulates, and it goes into different people because they don't have the strain or whatever. So I feel like we're just going to get to the point where we can manage it at that point, because we have like maybe like remedies and solutions and all that, but it's going to be, I think, a disease like the flu every year or whatever, a couple of years down the line. I don't think it's one of those that we just eradicate. I don't honestly see this being, I don't see this being like a smallpox or like whatever, that you just completely vanish.
Dog, I
after
feel
a
like
while.
this has been here. Like, literally, I saw, like, this was months ago, I saw, like, some lady was like, a year ago, her husband died of the coronavirus. Like, this has been around. It's just now, I don't know how, but it's become something that's just, like, a lot more easier to catch.
And it's just like, I don't believe someone in China didn't eat a bat and make this whole happen.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That is completely ridiculous. Okay. Obviously, I have my woo-woo conspiracies and all that stuff, but even that aside, you can't convince me that's what started all this, because, yeah, like you said, it's kind of weird that it's almost been like a little floating here and there, and then all of a sudden it's just this big disease.
It doesn't make sense.
No.
I feel like the coronavirus has always been a thing, and it just, it's like with I'm sure there's a lot of things, like, you get pneumonia, people get, like, you just catch things, and it's like, you die from it. Like, it's like, if you have, I could be killing this when I say this, but it's like when you have like pneumonia and then you catch the flu and then you die, and they say you die of the flu. I'm like, I feel
usually
like
it's the other way around.
You
Usually you get the flu first, and then it develops into a more aggressive pneumonia.
So you would know more about it than I would. But like similar thing, like I feel like that's
what my doctor was worried about a couple months ago.
I feel like the coronavirus is just like the same thing of that. It's just now the reason it's so important that we self quarantine is because, yeah, it's so contagious. Like, I can give it to you from touching your hand, and you go and, like, I'll just rub my eyes, like, get the little sand bag things out, all that stuff. And, we touch our face so often, and that's how it gets.
It's creepy, because it's like we just watched that video where people were talking about how they had it, and this woman, she was a student in Spain or something, and she came back, and she ended up having it, and she's literally isolated in her, like, childhood bedroom and cannot come out for 2 weeks. Like, literally, it showed her dad bringing the food to the door and then walking away, and then she opens the door and takes the food from the tray. Like, it's it's that serious, to the point where, like, yeah, if you or I got it, it's kind of scary, because it's like, I don't know how we would operate to make sure the other doesn't get it, even if there even is a chance of that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing. They're saying how it's like 2 to 3 times more contagious than the flu. And you see how many people get the flu. So,
yeah,
that's great.
Yeah. And it's like some people, like, I see like the idea of like, oh, like, Trump's trying to have everyone out by Easter Sunday, Easter weekend, or whatever. I don't think that's going to happen, because it's too, can't.
Right.
Can't time
look at the
like
past
that.
2 weeks. And now think of the next 2 weeks.
And it's like,
and look at Italy, and that we surpassed it, and now look at the next 2 weeks.
And like
I don't see that.
Some people were like, oh yeah, we could do that and all stuff, and I'm like, no, we can't. Think about it, because they automatically be like, oh, young people are safe. Like, in the video we just saw from the news, like, you see, it doesn't matter what age you are, you're gonna feel it and possibly die. So either you're gonna be one of the people that become super sick and have to go to the hospital because you're young and all that stuff and possibly die, or you're gonna be asymptomatic, where you don't feel anything, so you're just carrying around the virus. I'm going to the grocery store thinking I'm all cool, no problem, and I happen to bump into like an older person, or maybe they could be in 40s, 50s. We say hi, and maybe I'm talking, and like saliva comes out of my mouth, and like it happens to hit their face. Anybody. But it could be something as casual as that, or if someone goes and helps me with like a cart, and then I grab their cart, and like now I have it on my hands.
Literally, one of my friends was gracious enough to bring some gluten-free pasta to me yesterday, and she put the little bag on the door, and I opened the door, like, and we were literally like talking, like she was in like the driveway, and I was at the door, and we're just like talking, like with all this distance between us, because like we're not playing. Like I'm not playing like that. I'm not exposing myself when I don't need to.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the creepy part is like we watched that video before and that couple, one of them who is like an average human, has the immunosuppressant drugs and whatever else, he was fine. And then his husband like totally in shape, didn't have any diseases, asthma, nothing. He like died from it.
I don't know if he actually died after.
Well, he got sued. I don't know if he died.
He's in the
like
ICU.
ICU. Like, and so that really puts in perspective now. It doesn't even matter how like healthy or on it you are, you know, how anything, workouts, whatever. So that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, 1 in 5 people right now going to the hospital are between 20 and 44. So it's, you know.
Yeah, nothing to play with.
Just look out for yourselves.
And these days, if you go in the store and you we'll see in this relationship advice one. I have one that we'll bring up where this, it's interesting. But you go outside, you cough, people are looking at you and they staying away. They're like, whoa. All right. Let's get into some relationship advice. Yes, it's gonna have to deal with the coronavirus because just trying to stay on topic. That's the only topic that we have.
We're trying, guys.
So this one is a wild one. So this lady goes on to say her husband has been pushing her away due to his opinions on the coronavirus. I don't know if it's me or if he's losing it.
He's losing it, boo. Next one.
My husband is into conspiracy theories, and I'm usually doubtful. We always end up having a laugh and agreeing to disagree, but this time it's never ended nicely.
Uh-oh.
As soon as the coronavirus started, he began watching YouTube videos. He would mutter things, but always said, your brain isn't ready for it. This morning, he wakes up all happy, saying, "This is brilliant. It is happening." I asked, "What is happening?" He said, "The coronavirus is a cover-up, and all will be soon." What? Okay, she typed this weird. Yeah, I assume so, but she didn't say that. I asked what he means, and again, he said, "Your brain isn't ready for it." Okay, he's crazy. He mentions a few things, saying, "Royal family to go, Hollywood to be exposed, mafia's destroyed."
Okay.
That's probably what her response was. Okay. He is vicious when I don't understand him. It gets to the point where we rarely talk all day because he wants to sit and think or watch YouTube videos. We have 2 children, so they are the priority all day. But as soon as we have time alone, he starts. So I've tried talking to him. I've tried to understand. I've kept quiet, and still I'm in the wrong for not being ready for what is coming. I know we can't get out on halftime apart, but I don't know how to deal with him. And one of the people say to put a foil hat on and then tell him you're ready and ask him to explain it further.
All right, so
give your thoughts.
No surprise. I don't think what he's saying is as crazy as you probably think.
Oh God, dog!
You stop,
do I gotta get a tinfoil hat and put on your? I understand.
Stop.
Explain.
Babe, stop.
No,
stop.
You say you get it.
Listen.
Do you get me? What secrets is the world telling you?
Babe, stop. No, listen. Cause yeah, there's someone I follow who every prediction he's made, why is it coming true? Like 2 weeks later, a month later, like why is it happening?
There we go.
And it's just creepy. But here's the thing. I'm also, obviously I'm not living my life to only believe that. Like I'll have my own opinions. It's kind of a mix. But I'm fascinated by it, we'll say, because it is weird to watch it kind of unfold and be like, how the hell did you know that specifically was going to happen? Like, it's kind of weird. You just question, like, how is this possible?
It's just good guesses. Like, okay.
Good guesses all the time?
Let's check it. Next, one of the ones I saw to talk about the person you're talking about here and not give names to it was like, oh, Post Malone will be the next person to die in his age, something like that.
Age bracket.
That's stupid. It looks pretty obvious right now.
Okay, so you literally looked at the most obvious one and you ignored all his other
Which other,
predictions.
do you have any other off the top of your head, or do you want to pull them up?
Babe,
There's some other ones where I think Celine Dion was gonna be like,
well, no,
take
the
it
thing
away,
is,
and
you
like,
also, but you don't backtrack and see all the stuff he's gotten right.
I don't care because they're
That's
good
the-
guesses.
Oh my
Dog, you want to know what the next guess is?
What?
We're gonna be stuck in the house to the end of
No,
April.
it is not that simple. Stop it. It is not that simple.
And then guess what's gonna happen? Come May, they're gonna slowly see about pushing us out there, and guess what? We're gonna have to return back home because it's gonna be like, whoa, it's still happening. We're getting an influx. I think it was my theory. You understand that one? Lock it in your head. Dog, you're like seriously trying to find something here.
No, I'm trying, because now you're putting me on the spot, but now I can't find the ones that he literally, like, he'll tweet out something that he'll retweet it from like last August that he projected something was going to happen, and then it just did in the way he said. Like,
good
it's
guesses.
weird.
Did
Anyways,
he know Pop Smoke was gonna die? Because that could have helped him. That could have helped Kobe.
I mean, he knew Kobe. Kobe was a setup. But anyways,
Yeah, totally.
okay.
How was it a setup? Explain. I'm so curious to know. How was that a setup?
I don't have all the details.
Why? Who would want to set up Kobe?
I wasn't prepared for this.
Who would want to set up Kobe?
Anyways,
Kobe's such a nice guy. Or was a
Anyways.
nice guy.
I think that's the funny part, though, is that to us, yeah, all these celebrities are supposedly nice and whatever, but it is very interesting if we're going to start seeing a different side in the celebrity world and all that. Don't you think, like, because do you really believe everything that celebrities say or do?
Depends on who they are.
Like, come on, they're up there, they got money, they got power,
Give me a name, and I could be like, nah, I don't trust them. Like,
I don't know, I'm just saying in general,
I don't
there's a
trust
lot of
Justin
them.
Bieber. Selena Gomez, I don't trust him.
Yeah, there's a whole conspiracy there that Haley Baldwin is just in it to, like, basically kill him and take his money. Because if you look at it, like, she kind of came out of nowhere and they got married really quickly, and, like, it's just kind of sketchy. So
I don't know
that
why.
one is not far-fetched, I feel like.
Doesn't she have money?
Well, she's from the Baldwin family, but still, I mean, Bieber has a lot more, I'm sure.
Okay, I feel like I'm going crazy now. Let's return to your regularly scheduled program.
Anyways, no, but so what I'm saying is, I don't think what he's saying is as crazy as it sounds.
Oh, God.
But I'm somewhere in the middle where, like, I'm fascinated with this stuff, and it is creepy to kind of see stuff play out. But also I'm still trying to live, you know, I'm still trying to just live my life, hope for the best, hope things will go back to whatever they're going to be after this, and that I can move on with my business and my life.
Yeah, she's trying to make that money, honey.
So, yeah. So, I'm, like, in the middle.
Okay. Just
And
don't go
this
that
is-
crazy. If
see,
you have two kids and you're going wild, dog, I'm locking you
case
up.
in point, this is why, like, you and I don't talk about it a lot, though, because it's, like, what she's saying, like...
Yeah, but he's being ridiculous.
Well,
You're not
he's
that
also-
ridiculous. Like,
right.
he's like, if you're
He
sitting there watching
sounds-
videos and
right.
you're like, you don't get it, you won't understand. Like, the dog, you sound crazy.
Well, no, in that regard, I think it's just saying because, yeah, it's one of those concepts that, like, sometimes I think it's too big or dark or whatever for, like, some people to grasp or want to grasp. So, like, I get that. But
Sometimes people can be crazy too. I understand what you're saying, but I feel like some people take it to the extreme.
well, yes.
Because if you're watching YouTube videos,
Well,
it's like, what type of
this is his
YouTube
life
videos are
right
you
now.
watching?
That's the thing. This isn't my life right now. I'm
Dog.
all over the place. I watch the news and I watch the conspiracies
Dog.
and I watch funny stuff. You know, I'm all over.
If you're my partner and we have kids and you're sitting there binging YouTube videos and that's all you care about, and I'm sitting here
Well,
taking
right.
care of our kids,
Well, right.
we're fighting.
Well, yeah.
We're fighting.
Same.
Like,
Same.
it's just- that's
Same.
what's
If we have
happening.
kids and I'm over here taking care of our kids and all you doing is playing video games and screaming at
Nah,
the TV,
it's all good.
we're
The baby can
fighting.
sit right in my lap. Give him a little controller. Be like, here you go. Yeah, daddy. Yeah, shoot him.
Not the games you play.
Yeah.
No, sir.
What's the problem? I was doing that as a
And
kid.
not with the aggression.
What aggression?
You holler at those TVs.
Yeah.
No.
Dog, I'm not. Okay, we'll talk about this when it happens. I don't like you right now.
Because you sound like you're going to give the 2-year-old a controller and watch you, like, play these crazy games.
What's the problem? I did it as a kid.
Just because you did it as a kid doesn't make it right.
Just because you watch these conspiracy videos does not make it right. Does not make the thoughts that people are sharing with you correct. Okay. See? Exactly. Got you in that trap. There's leaves all sprinkled in there, so I was waiting for you to tiptoe your butt in that.
I am not going on a pile of leaves. I'm not that dumb.
All right. I'm saying that if we're doing that and we're quarantined with you and everything, you're just I'm not rocking with you.
Okay.
Is this the one? Hold up here. Wait, you trying to find something?
No. What happened?
Damn, this isn't the one I was looking at.
What?
Damn.
Did they change the link?
No, I didn't pick it. Damn. So this one was about, I can go off just memory as soon as you're ready because you're currently texting someone. Like, damn, am I not important? Thank you for putting your phone down. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I feel good about myself.
You get a little too snappy during quarantine.
I'm trying to find this one here. It was about this guy saying his girlfriend was controlling, or his girlfriend calling him controlling. And
you got me in chains.
It was wild. Oh.
Got me in chains for your love, but I wouldn't change. No, I wouldn't change this love.
I don't think anyone's looking for you to sing into the air.
Well, you're looking for an article. I'm trying to fill the dead air, and it was fitting.
Okay. So I found it. So I thought this was wild.
Wild.
So this guy's 25, his girlfriend's 24, and she thinks he's controlling. So he goes on to say, my girlfriend of 3 years and I like to sit on the balcony, and we see people walking, riding bikes, a lot of the times walking their dogs. With this coronavirus outbreak, people are scared.
Right.
She had a cold and coughed on the balcony, and people turned and got alarmed once. Now she does it all the time to see if people would react.
Aww, and they do. That's mean.
They run, they look, and speed up. I told her to stop. But
that's mean.
I told her to stop. That's messing with people's emotions.
Yeah.
And she told me it's fine. Wow.
Oh, that's mean.
She still does it. She's always yelling at people to put their dogs on their leash. Valid point, I agree. But people always argue. Yelling from their balconies at people just seems trashy to me, especially when they're strangers. It just seems like the wrong way to go about a good deed. It might be just me, though. Anyways, she wanted to yell at somebody today whose dog was several feet ahead of them, unleashed. Again, they should have their dog on a leash, but yelling at them from the balcony in a street with other people doesn't seem right to me. So I said, please don't yell at them. She aggressively said, stop controlling me. And then he goes on to say he apologized because he feels like he's actually being controlling. He's like, A, I don't know how to talk about this. Can you help me address it? And B, am I being too sensitive here? Or is her behavior justified? Is my behavior justified? I'm actually clueless on what to do right now.
I don't like how she's handling things. First of all, the cough thing, that's just mean. That's mean in this day and age.
Dog.
Like, we don't need people like that to make us more stressed, or because think about it. Yes, a lot of us are in emotional pits right now. We're depressed, we're anxious, whatever it is. Like, it's not a fun time. So if people then are messing with you and making it worse when they didn't even need to, I mean, that's mean and just making you worried. Because yeah, I know someone like me, I'm really paranoid right now if someone coughs or sneezes right near me, because I have the asthma and I don't want any part of this. So that in itself is really mean. And then it just sounds like she likes to just holler and argue for no reason from the balcony. You know what I'm picturing, like in Jamaica when we were on the balcony and just sitting there and just yelling at people? Like, it's weird.
Well, you mean as if we were yelling at people, because we weren't. You made it sound like we were.
Well, we weren't. No, yeah. I mean, like, is it right? But that's what I'm picturing is like, because we don't have a balcony, so that's all I can picture.
Yeah,
but
it's I brought this up because it's a common thing, or there's been a couple occurrences of this happening. One in Pennsylvania a few days ago, with this lady where she coughed at some like local supermarket over like $35,000 worth of food, and they had to throw it out.
That's awful with the shortages we're
and it's
having.
Like we're sitting here like playing games with people, and it's like it's not a game. Like you're gonna go out and do that in public to someone, and someone's gonna sock you, yo. Like people are playing. Like you sit there and you play it off like it's a joke. Oh man, you just hope that someone has hands on that person that's gonna run after you, because they're not gonna be like playful if you're sitting there joking with them, be like, oh man, it was a joke, I didn't mean to cough on you. Like,
no, it's the same as the people who are going through licking the ice creams.
Yeah,
because that all you need is the wrong person to get their hands on that ice cream, and they could actually get seriously ill from it. Like this stuff is not funny.
Yep.
Period.
Yeah.
But yeah, and even like I understand the leash thing, but like just I don't know, mind your business. Just ugh.
Yeah, I'm like we see it. Like there's a guy that normally walks his dog, and the dog, it may trail behind him a little bit or whatever, but it's like it's not that big of a deal. Like you know your dog well enough to be like it's fine.
I think it's more of an issue with the leash thing. I think people say it in general because then if it's not that you didn't train the dog right, it's that if there's another dog or person that it comes in contact with, and then there could be issues. I think that's more of the worry there.
But if you're someone that's watching your dog, it's like watching your kid.
Right.
It's like if you see someone or you see another dog, it's going to be an issue. Like we just took Missy for a walk, and like let's say if she was unleashed, and we saw like this lady with her two like chihuahuas barking at her, like we're just going to, like even before she even gets close, we're just going to pick her up.
Right.
Because it's like Missy's not that type of dog. She just be the chill, like she just wants to have fun dog.
They were these two chihuahuas, and they were barking and getting all aggressive at her. They're smaller than her, and she literally was cowering and just like walking really slow past them and like, I don't want any trouble.
Yeah.
I'm like, Missy.
It's so stupid.
She needs some lady balls.
So imagine we go grocery shopping, you know, whenever we do next time, and like someone comes up behind you and they're like, they cough right on your shoulder.
I'd be mad.
And like,
especially if it was intentional.
I mean, why else would they be that close to you?
Right, because it's like we're supposed to be doing the 6 feet apart thing. I'm very interested because we're gonna go to the grocery store later this week finally, and I know that pretty much all stores are getting on the bandwagon of like doing the 6 feet apart thing, at least in the line. I mean, obviously you can't really do it in aisles,
if you
but
think about it, your car should be about the distance from someone else. I would say
a little
something
more
like that.
But so that's gonna be very interesting to see.
Yeah.
Because it's like, why are you close to me to begin with?
Yeah, I never understood that.
Why aren't you covering your mouth? Why people still don't know how to cough in their elbow? People are still using their hands. That's the problem. People are coughing in their hands, and then they're touching everything.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah,
we're adults. Come on.
That's why I was thinking about this recently. Like when I normally get apples and I wash all my apples before I eat them, because you don't know how many people have like, you go to the store, you're sitting there touching one apple, looking at it, you put it down. Well, I never eat an apple straight.
Well, you know what's funny is usually like I'll rinse it, but it makes me legit want to use like soap.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Like I run it under water and then I get like a napkin and rub.
Right,
like,
so that's what I do too. But if you think about it, that's probably not getting germs off.
I'm not soaping up an apple.
Why? You rinse it off and then you're good.
No, I'm not soaping up an apple. That seems nasty. I don't want that taste. I'll take the germs.
Okay, then washing it did nothing, but okay.
Dog is taking something off. You can't say it's completely taking nothing off.
I mean, the rinse, I feel like, takes a little bit of the
Some
wax
germs
off.
are good germs. Stop thinking everything's bad.
Okay, you just made no sense with all the stuff you just said, but
Stop,
okay.
Karen.
I'd like to speak to your manager.
Exactly. But yeah, if anyone's playing like that, just stop. Like, stop with the coughing. Stop with the trying to. I think some other guy did this in New Jersey too, with the whole coughing stuff. Like, dog, you play with the wrong person, it's gonna be a problem. Mm-hmm. Like, if some lady's sitting there coughing and like, I probably wouldn't do anything to your balcony because I don't see you doing it. But at a store, we're close up and we have a whole space, and you're real close to me, and I feel like it's intentional. I'm probably gonna say something. Mm-hmm. And last resort is do something.
Yeah, all right. Stop.
What?
We're not gonna beat people up, babe.
I just mean a hug. What are you talking about?
We can't be hugging right now, so no, you don't.
He's gonna meet my left and right hug.
Okay, on to the next topic, please.
All right. So, off the coronavirus bandwagon here, I want to talk about this one because this sounds wild to me. So this guy goes on to say his girlfriend wants to experience sex with someone else. Why? That's already a red flag.
This is not the time for it.
That is true. So he says, we have been together for about a year now and are super happy together. That's great. I'm going to make this short, but basically she brought up this a couple times. Goddamn. When we got together, we were both virgins and had sex together for the first time for both of us. Okay, I mean, when you say the first time, he could have just left it like that.
Well, no, for the both of them.
He said they were virgins, then he leaves it up with for the both of us the first time.
Okay,
like,
all right, babe.
We know that, dog. You don't have to further explain.
All right, dang, why are you salty?
I mean, I'm not. I'm just trying to explain something where I'm like, damn, we get it. All right.
So
I digress. We both enjoy the sex so much, and we always try new positions and stuff. Okay.
Congrats.
But
it's very detailed.
But she has asked me if I wanted to try with someone else because she said that she'd be okay with it. And I proposed that since this summer I had plans to go on vacation already, that we'd try to hook up for a one-night stand. I am really not sure if this would break our relationship or if it's a good idea for either of us. That's it.
Wait, so she wants him to...
No, she's proposing it for both of them.
Oh.
He's going on vacation.
I mean...
So he's saying while he's away and while she's wherever.
It really depends on your relationship, I guess. I mean,
don't think that's a good idea.
I wouldn't play with fire if you don't have to. If you guys are perfectly fine and everything, like, why are you trying to mess it up?
I think something's up, though.
Well, yeah.
I feel like it comes to one or two things. Either the person's like, shoot, man, you know, you're the only person I've had sex with. I kind of want to have other people. Or she's interested in someone else and she wants to try that out but not have the guilt of the guy.
Well, yeah, not have to leave the good guy and then maybe this isn't a good guy.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say leave, but more so the guilt of like.
But no, but what I'm saying is she doesn't want to like sacrifice this whole relationship if it's not worth it.
Yeah, that's one of my two thoughts. Because I'm like,
yeah.
And buddy, your vacation is probably canceled, but who knows? Who knows? It may not be, depending on what time. Maybe if it's in August, possibly. Maybe not.
There with that.
But I feel like it's never a good idea when it comes to that. It depends on the relationship. Because, like, I dig, like, I'll say, like, Shan Booty, because I know her, like, but, like, they're, like...
Well, they've always been open, though. That's the difference. It's an open one versus monogamous. This sounds like a monogamous relationship.
I mean, they're a year in, so they're trying to define it themselves.
Okay, well, it sounds like it's been monogamous, so that's what makes it different.
Yeah, but I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's, like, it depends on the people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't like it. I don't like it because it's always like either the guy or girl does it, and it's like it's never like one or the other like bring it up, and like there has to be like rules to it. Like I've listened to podcasts where it's like they both like get it and like they communicate. They have like rules and boundaries and stuff, and like those are the ones that like kill it because like kill it in a good way, because it's like okay they have the rules. They like it's just clear whether it's like okay we use a condom. It's with that other person it's like you tell me what's gonna happen.
Know what to expect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like it's all that stuff and it's like I don't know. I think the guy's name is like King Noir. I think he has a wife or a girlfriend, something like that. And like I was listening to on Horrible Decisions. If you guys listen to that podcast, shout out to them. And, like, it was interesting hearing his girlfriend or wife, whoever she is in relation to him, like, break it down. And I'm like, that's so, like, interesting. And, like, how they're, like, so on point. And it's just, like, it gave you, like, that idea of, like, okay, this is a team. Like, they're still, like, even though it's something, like, they do, like, they communicate with each other. They know what's happening. And it's just, like, those set rules. So if you don't have that, it's going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm. Takes a lot of trust, too.
Yeah, but assuming that... Yeah, I feel like you have to know the person for
right,
a little bit. And
right. It's a lot of trust because you have to trust the fact that, okay, what you've set up, that both of you are going to follow it. You're not going to be doing stuff that you didn't agree upon, and that this isn't going to lead to more than what you've agreed upon.
Yeah.
Like, it is a lot of trust.
Yeah. But
So,
I should have talked to you.
not my journey, but I'm like, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. I'm 50-50 on it because it's like, I never really looked at people as like mine type thing, and that's kind of the mentality that people go through. I'm on a different level. So that's
kind of like that. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah, mine's like more of a realistic like thing. It's not like a conspiracy. It's just I never looked at people as property as like the whole monogamy thing is. So that's why I'm not about it.
I don't look at it as property, but like, I don't know.
No, I'm not knocking you.
It's just it's an agreement.
I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying like I don't. That's why, for example, like, we'll make jokes every now and then, and like you'll be like, well, what if I go, I don't know, however you want to, I'm not sure how you want me to word this joke, but like, you know, something silly. And I'm like, okay, sure. I'm like, at the end of the day, it's like, you can't control someone and it's like, I'm cool. Like, I just gotta be comfortable with yourself.
Okay, the agreement though is that we're monogamous. Like,
obviously, dog, but you are not getting. My third eye is open. Is yours?
Ooh. Yes, but you don't like how mine is open.
Oh, I'm about to put a tinfoil over that third eye because it needs to be covered. Man, that's all I pretty much got for this episode.
Okay.
Like, dog, it's so tough. I gotta say, shout out to all the podcasters that are still making content and haven't given up, because trying to create content in a drought, essentially, where you're only talking about the coronavirus, is tough, and still keeping your podcast like interesting and dope and all that stuff. We hope for next week we're trying to line up and get a guest for next week's episode.
Our first guest.
So hopefully we can work on that, and probably within,
it's gonna be amazing.
Within the coming months we can have a bit more. We have some ideas in play.
Yeah.
So look out for that one. But just incorporating different things,
spicing it up
during this time of lockdown. And just
see, like, right now, like, we're trying to spice it up, right? When right now people are just trying to use salt as a spice, and we're trying to like actually put spice out there. You know what I mean?
That joke is just like you. Bland. That was a good one.
All right, guys. So next week on the podcast, I will be having a guest. Somebody else will no longer be with us.
Oh, I want to also mention, I guess to follow up the last week's episode, because we talked, I believe it was about like small businesses and how your business was impacted, right? I think.
Yep.
Yeah, we mentioned in the beginning of this episode about unemployment, and that with the new stimulus thing, if you're self-employed, you'll be able to like file for unemployment, right?
That's what I just talked about. Yes.
But I want to dig into that real quick because I feel like we just like briefly touched on it.
And?
Dog, if you are self-employed, whatever you do, whatever your hustle is, I would sign up. It's a cold world right now.
Well, right, because that's the thing, is none of us know when we could actually perform our services or anything anymore.
I didn't know that. And I also want to say, you didn't see the video that I sent you freaking like last morning.
But also, I know that it's okay in this state. I can't say for sure if it's across the board.
Okay, look at the stimulus bill.
So,
because also I say with the stimulus bill, there's a video from this guy I watch on YouTube. His name is Meet Kevin on YouTube, and like he was breaking down how like essentially you get $10,000 if you're a self-employed, like he was going in the case of since he's a real estate broker, and if you give people 1099s, or what's the other option? 1099s or something else. It's like you would be considered for getting like $10,000. But it's under the confines of if you apply for the business loan, whether you get it or not get it, it doesn't matter. It's more so of just applying for it, and that's how you get the 10,000. And that's why I was like, you should look at this video because it seems interesting.
Interesting.
So like that, like he breaks it down in the video. Like he literally goes to the stimulus thing and like and shows you what it says, and like he'll be able to put more context to it. That's why I was like, watch this because it's interesting. So if you guys are interested in that video, yeah, go to Meet Kevin on YouTube, and he breaks it down if you're self-employed and if you give people 1099s and something else, I forgot what it was, you could possibly get 10,000 to help your business. So it's really cool to see how the government's like handling this and stepping up for small businesses, even though you don't like the idea of a loan because you have to pay it back. I totally get it. For other companies, it makes sense because they have to still pay their employees, and they don't necessarily want to lay these people off. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's tough. So whatever insight we can try to leak out here, it's all good.
Yep.
Anything else to add?
Nope.
I feel like you're at this point where I just want to go and play Animal Crossing.
Yep.
She's like, can we do the podcast early? Because I'm just trying to do Animal Crossing and stay at home.
Pretty much.
And I'm like, well, ma'am.
Man, shut up. You have already had more Animal Crossing time today than I have.
Animal Crossing has been out for pretty much over a week at this point. And it feels like it's been out for a month the way I played it.
The hustle.
Like, if I could view how many hours I've put in this game.
You probably can at this point. I think with Nintendo, you have to let the game mature for like a week, and then it shows you how many hours you play.
I probably logged at least 40 hours into that bad boy, I feel like.
Look at that. He hasn't logged 40 hours into his work week, though.
If you would have added up how many times, yeah, probably not. But shh, let's not tell my employer that, because we need a job right now. All right, guys. I hope everyone's staying safe, staying healthy, staying well. I wish, major love and support to everyone's families, friends, all that stuff. And with that being said, we will be back next Tuesday, hopefully with a guest to spice it up and talk about what they're going through with this whole situation and see what's up. If you're listening to this podcast on iTunes or whatever you're listening to this on, please give us a rating, a review, 5 stars.
Oh, 5 stars, 5 stars.
All that good stuff. It's super appreciated. I'd love to hear everyone's feedback as how they're handling this outbreak and how self-quarantining is going for you. So please drop us a voice message at anchor.fm. We'll play it on the next episode. Or send us an email if you don't want to hear your voice on the podcast. Send us an email at PagingTheSimpsons@gmail.com. Link in the description to shoot us that email. Whew.
That was a lot.
On that note, guys, thank you for the support. Continue hanging on. I'm Shadell, co-host of Paging the Simpsons.
I was waiting to see if he was going to do it. You are joined by...
I'm joined by my lovely wife.
Lauren, picking up the slack.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Like, it's been a lot.
Like he's like, I'm Shadell. He just looks at me with this grin.
I'm like on autopilot, so it's just like focusing. But we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Peace out.